Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Manley, your independent norwex consultant, and today I'm here to show you our superior mop system, one of my very favorite products. So our mop system just uses water and microfiber to clean your floor. So no more mop buckets, no more filling the sink with water, no more chemicals all over your floor, for creating toxicity for you and your animals and your children and your family. None of that. Just water and microfiber is going to change your life. So the first thing is our mop has a telescopic handle. So you can, if you have little people in your house, you can lower it. If you have giants in your house, so you can raise it. But ultimately it should be right about at your chin, and you lock it into place. And it's going to come with a couple different pads. You're going to get a dry pad and a wet pad. And you can differentiate between these two by just looking at the banner, and it shows you which one is wet and which one is damp and which one is dry. So on your dry pad, you're going to charge it and then put it on the floor. And the way this mop will change everything as long as you use it properly. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So when you're dry mopping, this removes, it takes place of sweeping, and it's going to pick up all the dog hair, all the food particles, all of that kind of stuff. So you're going to move in a figure 8 towards you. And what that's doing is it will bring the debris towards you if there's anything extra that the pad cannot pick up. And so you're doing it like so. And then when you're done, you can take off your dry pad. And if you look at it, it's actually, even though I cleaned the floors today, it's actually pretty dirty. And you're going to want your rubber brush to go with it. So I always tell anybody who buys our mop system, you always want the rubber brush. And you use this rubber brush outside or over the trash can, and you brush off all the debris. Next, you have the wet pad. So you can wet this pad under the sink, like this. And then my favorite thing about the wet pad is that when I put it on the mop system, I offset it so that I have some scrubbing area here. Because when I'm mopping, again, you're gonna mop in figure 8s. When I'm mopping and I come to something on the floor that needs a little scrubbing, I just use my foot and scrub like this, and it comes right off. So that's why I leave it offset. So this is removing 99% of the bacteria and all the germs and the yuck with just water and microfiber. So think of it like a big EnviroCloth on your mop. No toxicity at all. Now, the great thing about our mop system is that it has lots of components and lots of sizes I want to show you. So first of all, in this size, I have the tile pad. So if you have a lot of tile in your house, this is one of my favorite pads to use. It's a little extra scrubby compared to the damp pad. And then we also have the chenille pad, and the nubs are great if you have lots of hair from pets or little people who leave a lot of crumbs on your floor. This is the pad you're going to want. So this pad picks up a lot of debris because the nubs can hold it a little better than the dry pad, although the dry pad does a phenomenal job. The thing to know about the dry pad is when you're doing those figure 8s and you get to you, most 99% of the time, it is on, all the debris is trapped on the pad. But there are small times or few times when there is a little pile of debris on the floor, and I take my EnviroCloth and wipe it right up and dust it off into the trash can. No big deal. So that's how that works. So you have several mop choice pads. Okay. Then the next thing to know is that the mop comes in 3 different sizes. So we have the small size here. This is the large size. And then we have the extra large. So depending on how much floor space you have to cover with the mop will depend on what size pad and mop system you want to order. So let's look at how we can assemble our mop. So I'm gonna do the extra large mop. So when you get your mop, it comes with your telescopic pole, And it comes with your wet pad, your dry pad, and the mop base. Now, an extra enhancement to our mop system that I'm a huge fan of is the spray attachment. So this spray attachment, you take this out, you fill it with water, and then you can use it or not use it. It's just an option. Everything hooks into our mop system. So if you want to have a spray attachment, which if you have an extra large mop, chances are you want the spray attachment because you're covering more floor space than the average person, which means you would need, so before I have the spray attachment, I would just take the wet pad off, wet it again in the sink, and start again. But this allows you to avoid that process. So now I have this spray attachment on. I'm going to take my telescopic handle, and here on the back, you can see where it fits together. It can be a little tricky the first time. You want to squeeze the little buttons. And just that easy, I've assembled my mop. So now I'm going to adjust the pole for me, and I have a mop ready to go. Now, the great thing to know is you saw that I assembled those parts. I can also, our Enviro wand, this is for dusting for ceiling fans or high places, high ceilings, tall cabinets, things like that. And it is bendable. But this attaches to our mop system. So you can take off the handle and attach it right to our mop system. So things are very interchangeable. Lastly, we have, now this is the size of the small mop system, but this is the handheld system. Again, just has that little part, but you can easily take this off and attach it to the telescopic pole and you would have a small mop. And it's showing our last mop option, and that is the window cloth. So if you're doing a lot of windows, you might want to clean the window first with a wet Enviro or the wet mop pad, large EnviroCloth in my mind, but it's the wet Enviro pad. This is the tile pad, and then you dry with your window cloth and shine and polish, and your windows are a breeze. Now, if you have really tall windows, you would want to take this little handle off and attach the big mop handle to it. So our mop is phenomenal because you're no longer buying a mop ever again. This mop will last you for life. In the past, I really liked Swiffer, I really liked Bona, but they were expensive. Those consumables add up when you're constantly replacing them. And now with this amazing spray mop attachment, which I will show you, there is no need to buy consumables anymore, and mopping is easier than ever. So to use the spray attachment, now that I've hooked it on here, I have my mop and I just hold the pole straight up and down and push down. You push down and you hear the water sprays. I locked my pole. The water sprays right out and I'm able to mop the floor. The other great thing about this mop is because you aren't using chemicals, you don't have to worry about your family or pets running through the floor when you're mopping it. The chemicals are what will leave the prints on the floor, but because we're mopping with water and it's clean and we're not adding anything to the surface, we won't have any paw prints or footprints. So you can actually allow your family in the room while you're mopping if you choose. I personally don't like them still in the room, but it doesn't hurt if they walk over the wet floor. Okay, two more quick things. The last one is the rubber broom attachment. You will love this attachment. It goes on your mop pole just like all the other attachments, so you don't need a whole new mop pole, and it is great for indoor or outdoor sweeping. I have customers that absolutely swear by this broom and love it. So the last thing I wanted to show you with that attachment is that when you have the spray water attachment on the mop pole, it does not allow you to lower it to its fullest ability. So if you have little people in your house that want to help you, the great thing about Norwex is that little people, or our children, can always help us clean because they're not cleaning with anything toxic. So this mop shortens, it's actually much smaller than what I showed you before if you don't have the water attachment on it, making it easy for them to help you as well. because you know it's not until they turn into teenagers when they don't want to help anymore. Okay, the last thing, caring for your cloth. So these are our microfiber cloths, and they are best cared for with the laundry detergent. This is important because you want these cloths to remove all of the bacteria and dirt and debris from your floor. So you cannot coat the fibers with detergent that has filler in it. So the best option is always Ultra Power Plus. It's my favorite way to keep them, and it also keeps your warranty intact. And the last little tip about that is I keep the laundry detergent in a spray bottle, 1 teaspoon in the spray bottle. And when I use it for multi-purpose cleaner, carpet cleaning, lots of different things. But as far as the mop, when you first get your mop, it is likely that you may very well have chemical buildup on your floor. The easiest and fastest way to remove the chemical buildup from your floor is to use the laundry detergent in a spray bottle, spray your floor. I would not put it in the spray mop attachment, but spray your floor and then mop with water, and that will help pull up the chemical buildup on your floor so that you can, after that, continue just mopping with water in the pads. So that's my last tip. I hope that you love the Mop System. The best way to get the Mop System is to host. So have a workshop, spread the word with your family and friends. They all need to know a safer and better way to clean. We all clean, so why not make it the healthiest it can be and the easiest? Or join my team and help spread the mission, because this is really important work.